Don't be afraid to assert yourself. Have confidence in your abilities and don't let the bastards get you down. Progress is not inevitable. It's up to us to create it. You must first be willing to fail, and you must have the courage to go for it anyway. You're entitled to your own opinions, but not your own facts. Entrepreneurship is having an idea to do something great and not entirely have a plan on how to do it, but the drive and willpower to make it work. After hard work, the biggest determinant is being in the right place at the right time. If you want to know how to solve society's problems, you start out with better public education. If you don't encounter setbacks in your career, if you don't have doubts and disappointments, let me tell you, you're not dreaming big enough. One's a dog-eat-dog world, and the other one's just the opposite. In New York City, a lot of people think the great outdoors is the area between your front door and a taxi cab. In the game of life, when the final buzzer sounds, the only stat you carry with you is the number of assists you made. What you've got to do is be honest. Say what you believe. Give it to them straight. Just don't wuss out. I don't know why you should be proud of something. It doesn't make you any better or worse. You are what you are. To a contrarian like me, constant advice not to do something almost always starts me quickly down the risky, unpopular path. By what's deliverable, not what could be. Trees will improve property values, take pollutants out of the air, help with water runoff. If you can't prove it's not true, then a certain number of people will glom on and say it is true. Many of America's and New York's sons and daughters are around the world fighting for the freedoms that the Statue of Liberty stands for. America is built around this premise that you can do it, and there are an awful lot of people who are unlikely to have done it who did. I do think there are certain times we should infringe on your freedom. I never liked anyone who didn't have a temper. If you don't have a temper, you don't have any passion. No place epitomizes the American experience and the American spirit more than New York City. The truth of the matter is, you can create a great legacy and inspire others by giving it to philanthropic organizations. Neither party has got on its side a monopoly on good ideas or a lock on any single fiscal, social, or moral philosophy. If you are honest with yourself and if you want to like what you see in the mirror, is you have to say what you really believe. Taxes are not good things, but if you want services, somebody's got to pay for them, so they're a necessary evil. If someone tells me they skied all day and never fell down, I tell them to find another mountain. Today, you're a piranha if you are seen having coffee with somebody from the other party in many cases. In science, a path that turns out to be a dead end is very useful because you don't devote resources to focusing on that, you go elsewheres. What we shouldn't do is let people who want to come here make the decision themselves. America should be in control of its own borders. I do not think that anybody should get paid for lousy performance. I've said that for a long time. If you work hard and you do good, you get paid well. Any friend of Fossil is a friend of mine. We've got to do everything we can to get people out of their automobiles and into mass transit. Nobody's going to go home for a year and come back. Nobody could ever enforce that. Nobody in their right mind would ever try to do it. In business, when you fail at something, when something doesn't work, you say, okay, we've learned that that's not a path to go down. Is your company so small you have to do everything for yourself? Wait until you're so big that you can't. That's worse. We need to inject some old-fashioned American values and common sense, practical thinking into our energy policy. Government by 3 men in a room has turned New York State into a national symbol of governmental dysfunction. Enough is enough.